I'm just going to go through kind of step 1 and 2 of 2 more of these word problems, which is drawing the diagram and creating the equation that then you have to solve using quadratics, because that's the new skill of the day. So the first one says 1 base of a trapezoid is 3 times the length of the second base. The height is 2 inches smaller than the second base. If the area is 30 inches squared, what are all the dimensions? Okay, seems overwhelming. Let's start by drawing a trapezoid. There are lots of different ways to draw trapezoids, but there's a really basic trapezoid. Let's look at the first piece of information. 1 base is 3 times the length of the second base. So 1 base is 3 times the other. Here's my big base, here's my little base. I'm going to say that my little base has a length of x, because we don't know what it is, so we can't pick a number. Then I know that this base has a length of 3x, because it's 3 times. Notice that I'm using the same variable here and here, because I'm going to want a 1 variable equation when I get out of this thing. The height is 2 inches smaller than the second base. Okay, this is the second base, right? Because 1 base is 3 times the length of the second base. So here's the second base. The height is 2 inches smaller. So it's going to be x minus 2. Again, we're all in terms of x here. We know that the area is 30. What are all the dimensions? What we need to remember here is the formula for the area of a trapezoid. Not something I expect you to remember, something I expect you to Google. It's right here. So let's actually set up our equation. So our area is 30. Half stays the same. Base 1 plus base 2, doesn't matter the order. Let's just do x plus 3x times the height, which is x minus 2. Okay, if we multiply all that out, we're going to get a quadratic equation. You're going to solve it. You're going to find what x equals, and you can use that to find everything else. So that's the new part of that problem. Let's look at the second one. It says find 2 consecutive even integers whose product is 80. So many math words. Consecutive means in a row. Even, you know what even means. And whose product, that means multiplication, is 80. So this one we can't draw a diagram for. Maybe you could. I'm not going to draw a diagram because it's not a physical thing. This is all just about numbers. But as we did here, let's assign a variable. Let's say a is the first even number. And then how do we find the second even number if we know the first even number? Well, they're consecutive. So the first one's going to be a plus 2. I'm sorry, the second one's going to be a plus 2. Because let's say our first number is 4. The consecutive one is 6, which is 4 plus 2. If our first even number was 100, the second one is going to be 102, which is just 100 plus 2. Now it's pretty easy. We know the product is 80. We know we get the product by just multiplying them. So a times a plus 2 equals 80 is our original equation. And then we just need to move it around, solve it, using factoring.